I attended my neighbor's funeral or burial last week, and there's something quite odd that I've noticed throughout the entire burial and aftermath. You see, if you've ever been to a graveyard and you've seen the people actually bury the deceased and put dirt on top of him and cover the grave, you couldn't understand or realize how silently emotional it can get. You see brothers burying their own brother with their own hands, with the 12-year-old son who's crying in a corner and can't stop. There's just some weird energy around it. Even though sometimes hundreds of people show up to show their support and give their condolences, but what happens at the aftermath is what just stuck with me or has been bothering me lately is that people just easily go back to living their lives as if nothing happened. Right after we buried the person, since there were hundreds of people, there were some people who haven't seen each other in a while. They would just chit chat and talk about the financial situation of the country. Yeah, let's talk about our investments and all of that, or what we're gonna have for lunch or dinner. And they were just laughing, and hugging, and I just found it slightly disturbing and disrespectful in a way. How could someone just easily go back to living their life when someone has just been laid to rest, when their brothers and family are around you and they can hear you and see you? It's just weird energy. I'm not sure if it's a lack of care, maybe it's just a shortage of it, but it's still wrong. Because one day that's gonna happen to you too. And I even walked past an empty grave that's been freshly dug out. And since this was last week, then someone was probably buried in it now. And I sometimes wonder what happens down there. Because it's probably dark and cold and cramped. And the person who was buried in that empty grave probably didn't know that he was living his last hours. And I just stood there looking at the grave and knew that somebody was gonna probably be buried there the next day. Whoever that person is, man or woman, thought they had time, but they didn't. What a weird and unpredictable world we live in.